What's up guys, my name is Kajaji, and today we're going to be talking about the Subtlety spec. But before that, let's have some fun. Montage!
How did you do that?
I don't know! I was raised amongst wolves. They taught me how to growl and how to hunt and how to find a mate. Oh wait, it's dark. There could be creepers around.
There's one right here, kill it!
And apparently those skills don't transfer over into the real world. If I go up and piss on a tree, usually the chick in the park is not impressed. LOL! Ah! So sassy right now.
I've been waiting
Just
for
go
like,
get the turn-in right here. Uncle Decker, that penis isn't real.
What do I say to that? What do I say to that?
Say okay and then do it.
Okay, and then do it, and let's go. So yeah, it's been an interesting few days, but that is not what we're here to talk about right now. I want to convince you all that Subtlety is still an amazing spec, and I honestly think it's better than Mutilate, and I know a ton of people are going to be on my ass about that, but I can't get over the fact that Subtlety is still very viable. Alright, now basically, Subtlety is the very high burst spec. The only problem with Mutilate is that it's got consistent damage, but there's hardly any burst, and it's good damage, but you know, in Arena and in PvP in general, you need burst to do anything. So Subtlety is still my #1 pick. It's got about a 1-minute downtime on Shadow Dance, and Shadow Blades is okay. One thing to keep in mind, this is my biggest tip, don't use Shadow Blades alongside your Shadow Dance. Now, what I use is like I get them in a full kidney, and then I Shadow Blades that kidney, and that usually will force a trinket. And if they don't trinket, then they're gonna take a lot of damage. But if they do trinket, then that will leave them open to a full cheap the next time I get my Shadow Dance up. So yeah, it's kind of a lose-lose situation for them. But like, think about it like this. If you pop your Shadow Blades alongside your Shadow Dance, they can just like deterrence, or they can ice block, or they can do something to get away from all of your cooldowns all at once. And if they do that, then you're out of cooldowns. And they're not. And you're f***ed. Alright, one thing that I want to mention for sure is always use Backstab. Now, Backstab costs 5 more energy than Hemo does, and Hemo just honestly does not, it's not good, basically. It's kind of bad in every way possible. The only time I use Hemo is 1, when I can't get behind them to use Backstab, or 2, when I want quicker combo points. Because that 5 energy does add up. Like, if I desperately need a redirect kidney on a healer or something, then I'll Hemo for that redirect kidney. But still, Backstab is usually the way to go. One thing, if you cannot get behind your target, like if you cannot Backstab, then I would Hemo. Because the worst thing you can do as a rogue is to get energy capped. Because think about it like this, when you are full on energy, you're not regenning at all. That's wasted time that you could be regenning energy. You want to make sure that you always just never get energy capped. Because if you do, you lose out on DPS, and it's a bad thing. So always make sure that you're sitting underneath your max energy when you're in combat. Another good option is if you're being kited, use Shuriken Toss. I mean, you can always use those extra combo points. And you're making sure that you're still regenning energy. You're not just sitting at 100 or whatever your cap is. And finally, we're going to go over stat priority. Now, what most everybody is doing is you want to make sure that you're at 3% expertise and 3% melee hit. Now, that's just to make sure that most of your attacks will hit and, you know, it'll keep your DPS up there. Now, as for other stats, you want to have mostly PvP power. I've heard that it takes priority over agility in some cases, which is really insane. But, always PvP power, then agility, then PvP resilience, mastery, then haste, then crit. Now when you're reforging, you always want to make sure that it's got mastery on it unless you're reforging that particular piece of gear to expertise or hit. Because as it is, haste is good, but mastery will increase the damage of your Evis, and that's where like most of your damage is going to come from. So yeah, mastery, haste, crit. Crit is actually really bad now. It's kind of sad, but I don't know. I really miss getting like ginormous crits, and yeah, oh well. Mastery, haste, crit. And yeah, that is pretty much the basic of Subtlety Rogue in 5.0.5. It's not that hard. I mean, yeah, you are kind of one of the more underpowered classes, but you can make it work. I mean, I usually have no problem beating like mages are actually kind of rough, but warriors and stuff like that, you know, warriors, warlocks, all those, I usually don't have a problem with. Hunters, on the other hand. Hunters are bad. Hunters are really bad, but I'm gonna save that little rant for another video. But I want to thank you guys for watching. If you are a newcomer to my videos, you should totally subscribe, because I put out a lot of videos like this, and I really just want to help rogues as a whole, you know, better adjust to this patch, because it's been kind of rough on us. Yeah, I don't think anybody can disagree with that. But yeah, like my Facebooks, check out my music peoples, and do all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace, guys.